You know that feeling. Juggling everything, brain absolutely buzzing, but you're just exhausted.
Oh, definitely. That wired and tired state, almost textbook modern stress, isn't it?
It really is. So in this deep dive, we want to explore maybe a gentler way, looking at how certain herbs might help us handle that stress, specifically by influencing cortisol.
Right. And cortisol, it's crucial, obviously. The
Yeah.
stress hormone, people call it, produced by our adrenals, involved in energy, inflammation, loads of things.
But the problem comes when it's always high, right? Because
Yeah.
of that chronic stress.
Exactly. That's when you start seeing those negative effects pile up.
Like feeling constantly on edge, or maybe weight gain that just won't shift, sleep problems.
Weakened immunity, even messing with other hormones. It's like a domino effect, as you said.
Yeah. But the amazing thing is, nature actually offers tools, right?
Yeah.
Compounds that can help our bodies find that balance again.
It really does. We'll be focusing on adaptogens and nervines today. Adaptogens, think of them as helping your body build resilience to stress over time. Nervines, on the other hand, they're more about sort of directly soothing the nervous system, maybe a bit more immediate calm.
Got it. So adaptogens for long-term resilience, nervines for more immediate soothing. Okay, let's get specific then.
Yeah.
Our goal here is to really pull out the key info on which herbs work, how they might affect cortisol, and crucially, give you some practical DIY ways to actually use them.
Sounds good.
Let's kick things off with ashwagandha. It seems to be everywhere these days.
It is, and for good reason. Ashwagandha, or Withania somnifera, it's a really well-researched adaptogen. Quite a bit of data behind it.
And what does the research actually say about cortisol?
Well, several studies show it can lead to pretty noticeable drops in cortisol levels,
Sure.
sometimes in the range of 20, even 30% for people dealing with chronic stress.
Wow. Okay.
And interestingly, that often lines up with people reporting, better sleep, feeling less stressed overall. It seems to work quite fundamentally.
So for that kind of background hum of anxiety that maybe keeps you awake, this could be really helpful.
It could be a key ally, yeah.
So what's an easy way for someone to try it out?
A really lovely, comforting way is ashwagandha golden milk.
Ooh, that sounds nice. How do we make it?
Super simple. Just take 1 cup of warm milk, almond, oat, whatever you like.
Okay.
Whisk in about a teaspoon of ashwagandha powder, maybe half a teaspoon of turmeric, great for inflammation, and a little pinch of cinnamon and black pepper. The pepper helps you absorb the turmeric,
Right, the piperine.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then just sweeten it with a bit of honey if you like. Heat it gently, don't boil it, and sip it before bed. Makes a really nice calming ritual.
That does sound like a perfect way to unwind. Okay, next up, rhodiola. I've heard this one mentioned for that specific stressed and exhausted feeling.
Yes, exactly. Rhodiola rosea, another brilliant adaptogen. It's really known for helping the body handle both mental and physical stress.
How does it do that? Is it also working on cortisol?
It does help regulate cortisol, yes, but it also seems to have this added benefit of boosting energy levels and fighting fatigue.
Ah, okay.
So if you're feeling really drained alongside the stress, rhodiola might be a particularly good fit.
So it helps you feel more resiliently energized, maybe, rather than just wired.
That's a good way to put it, yeah.
Yeah.
Resilient and energized.
Okay, and how can we make a DIY preparation with rhodiola? Is it another drink?
A simple tea is very effective. Just take about a teaspoon of the dried rhodiola root,
Mm-hmm.
steep it in a cup of boiling water for, say, 10 to 15 minutes. Give it a good steep, then strain it.
And when's the best time for that one?
Definitely morning. Because of the energy aspect, having it in the morning can give you that sustained energy and stress resilience through the day.
Perfect. Start the day calm but focused. Okay, let's move on to holy basil, or tulsi. Even the name sounds peaceful.
It really does. Tulsi is incredibly important in Ayurveda, often called a sacred herb. It's really known for its calming, kind of mood-stabilizing effects.
And its role with cortisol.
Yeah, it helps regulate cortisol, but it also seems to support a balanced immune response, which is often knocked out of whack by chronic stress.
Oh, interesting. So it's kind of working on multiple levels there.
It seems to be, yeah. Helping the body cope across different systems.
Sounds like a fantastic ally. How can we easily bring tulsi into our routine?
A really lovely, refreshing way is a simple tulsi infusion. You can use fresh leaves if you can get them, or dried works fine.
Okay.
Maybe add a few slices of fresh ginger, perhaps some mint leaves too, and a little raw honey if you want sweetness. Just steep it all in hot water for about 10 minutes. Strain it.
And can you drink that cold too?
Absolutely. It's
Okay.
delicious, warm, or chilled. Really versatile.
Great. Okay, next up, licorice root. Now, I know this one has specific connections to the adrenal glands themselves.
That's right, Glycyrrhiza glabra. Licorice root is known to support adrenal function.
All right.
And since the adrenals produce cortisol, supporting them can help modulate those levels.
Okay, but there's a really important warning with this one, isn't there?
Yes, absolutely critical. People with high blood pressure need to be very cautious with licorice root, or likely avoid it altogether. It can raise blood pressure in some individuals.
Right. That's crucial to highlight. So assuming it's safe for someone, how might they use it?
A gentle approach is an adrenal support tea blend. You could combine, say, 1 teaspoon of licorice root with 1 teaspoon of chamomile flowers for that calming effect, and maybe half a teaspoon of cinnamon.
Okay.
Steep that in hot water for maybe 7 to 10 minutes. But because of its potency and the blood pressure consideration, it's generally suggested, maybe 3 or 4 times a week, not necessarily every single day. More for targeted support.
Got it. Targeted adrenal nourishment. Okay. Next, lemon balm. Just the name makes me feel a bit calmer.
It does have that effect, doesn't it, Melissa officinalis? Lemon balm is a wonderful, very gentle nervine.
So less adaptogen, more direct calming.
Exactly. It works more directly on the nervous system, helping to soothe it, reduce anxiety, and ease that tension that often comes with high cortisol. Plus, it has that lovely light lemony scent, which is calming in itself.
So if you're feeling physically tense, like tight shoulders, clenched jaw, lemon balm might help ease that.
It certainly could offer some relief, yes. Gently easing the nervous system.
And how do we brew up some lemon balm tea? Is it simple?
Very simple. About a tablespoon of dried lemon balm. Maybe add a couple of slices of fresh lemon, too, just to enhance the flavor.
Nice.
Honey to taste, if you like.
Yeah.
Steep in boiling water for about 5 to 7 minutes. It makes a really fragrant, soothing cup.
Lovely. Perfect for hitting the pause button. Okay, now let's talk about Schisandra berries. Sounds quite traditional.
It is, very much so. Schisandra chinensis, a really highly regarded adaptogen in traditional Chinese medicine.
And how does it help with stress and cortisol?
It helps the body cope with various stressors,
Mm-hmm.
including reducing those kind of sharp cortisol spikes you can get. But what's also interesting is its support for liver detoxification.
Oh, how does that connect?
Well, the liver is really important for metabolizing hormones, including breaking down and clearing out excess cortisol. So by supporting the liver, Schisandra can kind of indirectly help with hormonal balance when you're stressed.
Ah, so it's tackling stress from a couple of different angles.
Yeah.
Clever.
Seems that way, yes.
How do we prepare these berries? A Schisandra berry elixir, it says here.
Yeah, you take about a tablespoon of the dried berries and you simmer them gently, not boil, just simmer in about 2 cups of water for maybe 15 minutes.
Okay.
That simmering helps extract all the good stuff.
Mm.
And you strain it. You can add a touch of honey if needed. People often have this as a morning tonic for vitality and calm.
Another good morning option then. Okay, last but not least, magnolia bark. This one connects to sleep and anxiety.
That's right. Magnolia officinalis. It contains certain compounds like hanakiol and magnolol that have been shown to help lower cortisol and ease anxiety.
And how does it work? Is it like lemon balm?
It's thought to work partly by influencing GABA receptors in the brain. GABA is like the brain's natural calming neurotransmitter. So by modulating those receptors, magnolia bark can help sort of, quiet down excess nervous activity.
Ah, tapping into the brain's own brakes, essentially.
Kinda, yeah. Good analogy.
So how can we make a magnolia and chamomile bedtime brew? Sounds perfect for sleep.
It is. Just combine about a teaspoon of magnolia bark, usually available shredded or powdered, with a teaspoon of chamomile flowers.
Mm-hmm.
Steep them together in hot water for about 10 minutes. Strain it and drink it before you head to bed. It really helps promote relaxation.
These all sound so accessible, these herbal ideas, really gentle ways to get some support.
They can be, yeah.
But herbs aren't the whole picture, are they? What about broader lifestyle things for managing cortisol naturally?
Oh, absolutely crucial. You can't just rely on herbs alone. They work best within a supportive lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
Things like mindful meditation or even just simple deep breathing exercises. Those can make a huge difference to your immediate stress response.
Right, calming the system down in the moment.
Exactly. And gentle exercise, yoga, tai chi, even just a walk outside, especially in nature, that helps regulate the nervous system, release tension. Adaptogens build resilience. These practices offer immediate relief.
Yeah, I definitely find even a quick walk outside can totally reset my headspace. What else is key?
Sleep. Prioritizing restful sleep is non-negotiable. Being constantly sleep deprived is a major stressor itself and keeps cortisol high.
Okay.
Also, looking at diet. Reducing caffeine, reducing sugar, both can kind of poke the stress response.
Right, they can spike things up.
They can. And finally, just staying properly hydrated, maybe using some of these lovely herbal infusions we've talked about. It supports everything.
It really is about creating that whole supportive environment for ourselves, isn't it? Body
Yeah.
and mind.
Absolutely. A holistic approach.
So as we kind of wrap up the deep dive, what's the main thing you'd want someone listening to take away about using these herbs for cortisol balance?
I think the key is understanding it's a gentle, consistent process. It's not about a magic bullet or a quick fix. It's about nurturing your body over time.
Mm-hmm.
And incorporating these herbs into your routine can be a really wonderful part of that fostering emotional balance, supporting energy, contributing to that long-term wellness.
And of course, the standard but very important reminder.
Absolutely. Always talk to your doctor or a qualified healthcare provider before starting any new herb, especially if you're pregnant, nursing, taking medications. You just need to be sure it's right for you and won't interact with anything.
Essential advice. So, perhaps as you've been listening, one of these natural allies has resonated with you more than others. Maybe consider trying just one simple preparation.
Mhm.
It could be that small, consistent step towards navigating life's storms with a bit more ease, one soothing sip at a time.